A very warm welcome to all of you from Inspire Forensics, a pioneering national level socio-forensic organization founded on December 19th. We are committed to promoting forensic awareness, empowering young investigators, and fostering scientific thinking through interactive training sessions, competitions, and community engagement. As today marks the final round of the CSI event, participants will be presenting their case reports before our esteemed panelists. This round will determine the final ranking based on the following evaluation criteria of presentation skills, adherence to time limit, scientific accuracy and facts, coverage of topic points, clarity, logic, and understanding of the case. Each participant will be allotted 5 minutes for their presentation. We request all presenters to stay prepared, maintain time discipline, and deliver their best analytical performance. We are deeply honored to have with us today Dr. Mukesh Sharma, Additional Director, Jaipur FSL, and Dr. Rohit Kanodia, Assistant Professor, NFSU, Delhi. Their presence adds immense value to this event, and we thank them for joining us to evaluate and guide our participants.
Everyone kindly pay attention to the rules and regulations of the final round. First is time limit. Each participants will be allotted 5 minutes for their presentation. Exceeding the time limit may result in deduction of marks. Then, following is the evaluation criteria. You will be assessed on your presentation skills, adherence to the time, scientific accuracy and factual correctness, coverage of all required topic points, clarity, logic, and understanding of the case. Then is preparation. All the participants must be ready prior to their turn. Technical issues should be checked and resolved before your round begins. Then is conduct. Maintain professionalism and discipline throughout the presentation. Any form of misconduct will lead to your disqualification. Then is the decision. The judge's decision will be final and binding. For our first presentation, I would like to invite Ms. Arya Singh. Kindly be prepared with your presentation. Ms. Arya, please present.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is the screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Arya Singh, and I was assigned case number 1 for my review. So the first page of my report, which was submitted, included the FIR number, the police station number, the time of the visit, the location of the scene, the forensic team which went for investigation, the weather and lighting conditions, and the key points which were first noted on entering the scene. The weather and lighting conditions are important to note here because it directly correlates with the evidence. The page 2 represented the background and the scene description. First of all, the scene took place in a diner called the Retrobite, which was given in the scene which was provided. Now, the body outline is assumed to be of a male who was unidentified at that time, and it is present at the main entry of the diner in the northwest direction, with his head, which was facing towards the counter. With the position of the body, we can assume that the victim might be facing towards the exit while he was attacked from the behind by suspect, and then the body was dragged towards the scene 2 where he was murdered with a butcher knife. The key evidences which we can see on entering the crime scene include the body outline, the blood-soaked meat grinder, the handprint on the grinder and on the front of the counter, the word "help" written with blood on the front of the counter, and the fingerprints present on the grinder, fingerprints and the handprints which were present on the grinder. Now the scene description. This was an indoor crime scene, and it is a primary crime scene named the Retro Diner. The secondary crime scene here is unknown because we are not sure where the suspect leaves to for disposing the body. It has 2 points of entry and exit. First is the main entry door to the diner, which has been sealed by the crime scene tape, and the second is the back door inside the private kitchen, which is where the suspect has been suspected to leave for disposing the body. Now the body is absent here. We cannot see the body here, but it is assumed that the body lies in the northwest direction, as I have mentioned the north direction here. The body must have been struck from behind, and the condition of the surrounding, the day was sunny, and the temperature at the time of reporting was 19 degrees Celsius. Now there are signs of struggles which are visible in the scene. The presence of the help sign, which was written on the front of the counter, which I'll show you in the next slide, is evident. The handprints which are present near the help sign are also examples of patent handprints. The presence of the patent, there are patent footprints which are present behind the counter. They show the path of final exit of the suspect. This is the evidence log which was documented by me. I'll explain it here. The first evidence is of the body outline, which we have taken the measurements of, and we have recorded it via photography and digital imaging. The second one is the blood pool with huge chunks of meat, which is unidentified. The blood has been collected with a cotton sterile swab and air dried and packed in a paper envelope. The meat is picked up with a plastic forceps placed in a paper envelope. Now, both of these evidences, since they are biological, they have to be properly refrigerated and frozen. So for refrigeration, we have used a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, and for freezing, we have used 4 degrees Celsius. These are where the location of the item has been placed. The departments are for the biological evidence, they have been sent to serology department. The third evidence was the meat patty of the unidentified meat. We have taken 2 samples, the question sample and the control sample. For the control sample, we have taken the meat patties which were already present, which were later checked on to be of belong to some animal, for like beef or chicken. The second one is the unidentified. Now this is the question sample. This has also been collected properly with, using the samples, using the techniques used for biological samples, and sent to serology department and toxicological department for the presence of any poison. The fourth one is the blood-soaked meat grinder, which has been properly analyzed and sent to the physics department for proper checking of for identification of the meat and the blood which is present. Now, as we can see that there was this presence of eye and ear meat chunks. Now, these have been properly sent to serology department for further identification. The last evidence was a bloody butcher knife, which was the blood has been swabbed out, and the knife has been sent separately for respective sampling. Before footprints and handprints were collected, they were thoroughly photographed, documented, and measured. And after that, they were preserved properly. For fingerprints and for the patent fingerprints and handprints, we have used tape lifting method and powder dusting methods, and then placed them on a card of contrasting color. This was the sketch which was documented. The final interpretation is that the unidentified body outline is of a male, adult male, and the owner is suspected to be the owner is suspected to be the murderer. Now he was the sole person who was present instead of the victim, which is also present at the crime scene. There was a live witness also present at the time of the suspect who has used the blood which was present for writing help and trying to gain the attention of any further law enforcement agencies which comes to the crime scene. The first responder reported no need for medical assistance or dangerous change at the time of the reporting, which are the two foremost responsibilities of the first responder. The type of searching methods we have used in the Zoom method primarily, and then the line methods for measuring for checking the rows and checking the rows of the diner and behind the counter. Now, the primary crime scene has been preserved since the time of reporting. There was no external people or any media. Instead of except the person who was responsible for reporting the crime to the police and the investigating officer. Constant photography and videography has been maintained, and the chain of custody has been maintained as well. This is the modus operandi. There was a confrontation between the man and the owner. The man is the victim, which we have assumed.
Arya, so sorry for interrupting, but you have already exceeded the time. Please sum up.
Okay. Can I just show you the last slide and then it's over? This is the last page.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Then the man has tried to leave via the main entry, where he was attacked by the owner. Then he fell. He was unconscious and then dragged along the crime scene number 2, where he was chopped and taken to the meat grinder, which was evidence number 4, and then grinded to form the patties, which is present on the evidence number 3. Now the knife used for the murder chopping has been kept on the top of the fridge. Suspect has been left through the back door in the kitchen, inside the private kitchen. Now this has been evident by the forces which are present behind the counter. This is the modus operandi, and the suspect is yet known to be found. This is what my review about the crime scene is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arya. Please answer. Mukesh sir, do you have any questions for Arya?
Yes, I have some questions. Hello,
Please
am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Arya Singh is there, na?
Yes.
Hello,
Sir. Good
Arya.
evening.
Very good presentation. 3 questions I have. How you have identified that this is the human blood or blood of any beef, or you have identified with the cutter that it has been sent for serological and biological examination? My question is that how do you identify the blood is human or not? Which test we apply?
So for checking whether the blood is belongs to a human or not, we first we are going to go for with the DNA identification.
No. On spot. What will you do? At crime scene, what you will do for identification of a blood? It is origin, like it is human or a animal. Is there any method or any testing capability are available or not? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So, Arya, give the answer.
Sir, there is a luminol test which we can use. It gives a inflorescence kind of appearance for human blood, I believe.
Or in the case of human blood or in the case of animal blood, the luminescence will not be available with the luminol. Have you heard about OBTI?
No, sir, not yet. Sorry.
Okay, just go through that OBTI strips for human origin. That is, we are applying in Rajasthan at the crime scenes to separate out the blood samples. Okay, is this a human origin or from any animal or cow or beef or anything on spot only? Okay, and these strips are available in the market. Okay,
Thank you so
thank
much, sir.
thank you. Secondly, second question. Hello.
Yes, sir.
You suggested some exhibits to be sent for physics division examination. Do you explain why you sent those exhibits for physics? Is there something you explaining ki, these samples we are sampling for physics division? So which was I think these are not belongs to physics. May you again repeat those?
Yes, sir. I documented to the meat grinder and the knife where the blood sample has already been swapped out to be sent to the physics department. This is because this is what we have learned, that if blood is found on any other weapon or any other object, then the blood has to be sampled separately, and then the object has to be sent to a respective department.
Yes,
So
but
for meat grinder, I assumed it would be physics department which would be suited best.
okay, it should be sent for physics. Then what will be the query?
Sir, we can find out what exactly the meat grinder were used for. We are assuming that the body was chopped off and then it was butchered with the meat grinder. We can find out how exactly the sequence of events took place.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much, sir. Thank you.
For our next participant, we have Mr. Aksar Sapehia, if I'm pronouncing your name right. Mr. Aksar, please present.
Yes, ma'am.
And turn your camera on as well.
Yeah. We'll start. Good evening, panels. Yeah, and and this is my report for the case one that we have given in the competition. The case. Let's understand what is the nature of the crime scene. By the first look of it, we can see that there's an murder has been happened on the crime scene. A look at the crime scene tells us that some type of slaughter has happened at the crime scene. And by seeing the pool of the blood and other blood splattering across the meat grinder and other areas, there are footprints of bloods and handprints around the counter of the table of the restaurant. We can see the blood is scattered everywhere. So we can say that the nature of the crime scene is murder and slaughter of the victim. Next, as an investigation officer or any who responds to the crime scene first, these are the duties that he or she has to apply, and that I have also tried to look out for in this case. The first respond responsibilities are first to secure the crime scene. This is a very important part of the crime scene to do the duty of the first responder, because while preserving the crime scene, we can make sure that there is no contamination of the evidences, and any minor evidence which can lead to us finding out the accused should be preserved properly and should be examined properly to make sure that there is no contamination in this scene. We should make sure that no one is being has been let to go inside the crime scene, or anyone from any evidence to be came out without proper sealing of that crime scene, or proper sealing of that evidences. The first responders' responsibility is also to search for any medical evidences. As such, in this case, the medical emergencies was not to be seen, but it is also a duty for first responder, because if the first responder comes to the scene and sees that someone is gravely injured, he or she should instantly call the ambulance, and make sure the person has proper medical attention to it. Third is to secure the witness and record the initial information. It is very important. We should record the witness statement at that point only for the help of the investigation. And second, fourth duty would be to inform the forensic team of what type of evidence or what of type of crime has happened here. To make sure that the forensic team has coming with well equipped instruments to do the preliminary test, and if needed, call the backup for scene protection. And the major also there's an important duty: identify the high value evidences. In this case, the knife is the high value evidence, which knife and the meat that have been found. Searching method, we have used zone method because at first look of the crime scene from above, we can see that the evidences have been divided into zones. First zone is this. It is butcher knife. Butcher knife has been present on top of the fridge. The second is the meat grinder, and the second zone, blood pool and unknown meat patties, and third is the outline. Preservation and documentation. Preservation surround the crime scene with the proper caution tape. Do not let anyone enter. Secure the crime scene. Do not let any unauthorized person to enter. Identify and protect the high value evidences, as I have explained earlier only. Documentary is a very important aspect of the crime scene management, because further references and the documentation should be accurate such that it replicates the scene. If we want to review the scene in further investigation, we should be able to do, and in its original condition, even after the large time period has been passed. This is the documentation which I have done. The scene is mostly covered in blood. You can see everywhere the blood has to be found. There is a pool of blood with some meat chunks found in this area in the evidence 2. There are footprints from evidence 2 to the exit at back gate of the scene. Footprints have been seen going from here to here. Patties of unusual meat have been found here. Multiple handprints there. The knife is on the top of the fridge. There is an outline of the victim's body here. The forensic, by using the caution tape and the outline, we can say that forensic team has arrived at the scene before the and has marked all the important evidences. Meat grinder, and at the top of the meat grinder, I can find ear and eyepieces.
Aksar, sorry
yeah.
for interruption, but your time has been exceeded. Please sum up quickly.
Yes, ma'am. Type of evidences. These are the evidences which have been marked by the forensic team only. First is the body outline. The body has been sent for autopsy, and the body position to be aware of. Pool of blood sample has taken to the serology department for DNA identification. Patties of unknown meat has been taken to the biological department, and if confirmed the meat is from human, we can send it to for DNA identification to it is from the victim's body or not. Meat grinder sample taken. The blood sample has been taken from knife. As knife is a very important evidence in this because it is the weapon of the crime, and it has been sealed properly, and blood sample has also been taken from it. Reconstruction. It looks like the victim has been murdered and has slaughtered with the help of butcher knife, and put in a grinder. Use the meat to make the patties. This is unusual. It is a very gruesome scene. We can reconstruct it with all the evidences. We can reconstruct this. I can reconstruct this scene. Later findings. While the documentation is very important, the major reason of document every grain of dust of the crime scene is to recreate and look back at the crime scene to find out new evidences or to link the other evidences. I've also found out some new evidences when I was reviewing my notes and document the pictures which I have taken. At the initial, I thought this ear was a finger, but no, it was an ear. And after searching through, I can also find this ear. It is this eye. These are later findings of mine. I would say thank you. This is the presentation, and every investigation continues until the accused has been get hold of. Okay. Thank you.
Now we have with us our second panelist, Mr. Rohit Kanodia. Sir, we welcome you. And Dr. Mukesh Sharma, do you have any question for Aksar?
I always have questions.
Yes, sir.
Aksar, do you show your scratch again?
Yes, sir. Here it is. You can see it, sir.
I can. You do not mention the sketch dimension and the directions. Okay, means if you don't have
Sir,
dimension, you must
yes, sir. In the
the north.
3D model which we were given, there were no direction mentioned in that time
And
only. So,
there is north is mentioned. Always go through it. Okay. Second thing. Okay. You find lot of evidences of pool of blood and splashes of blood is there. Okay.
yes, sir.
But where your sketch showing those blood, only one location you shows blood pool.
Yes, sir. Some of the locations have been not captured because the splatter of the blood has been found on this wall, which I
Yes,
can't
but
show in a 2D, and there is also
even
blood here.
even but you have to indicate X, Y, Z, A, B, C that we have found location
Yes,
A, this, B, this, C, this.
yes, sir.
Third, you are saying that the knife is the most uh, tool or might be the most tool which have been used for the crime. Why not that grinder?
Because knife, I have said that knife is the very important evidence because
Yes.
knife has the fingerprints of the accused, also the impact points of how the first impact of the knife has been made, and it
How
can tell lot of things about the accused thing, and
how
hence it is the very important
good
evidence.
good. How the blood smeared knife fingerprint we can pick up?
The blood at the present of the tip of the knife, we can take a cotton swab of it and air dry and preserve it. Otherwise,
Nothing.
the fingerprints at the handle, if they are patent of blood, we can use the tape lifting method, which are there, or the dusting method we can be used. If the patent prints are not there, we can use the dusting to capture uh, to reconstruct the fingerprints and then use tape lifting method to properly preserve them.
No. Blood sample collection pattern of fingerprint is different. Please go through it.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I have completed my queries. Is there anyone? Please ask. Am I
For
audible?
our next participant, we have Ms. Rohani Thakur with us. Rohani Thakur, please begin. Okay, ma'am. Kindly turn your camera on as well.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, camera is on.
Not yet.
Now. Can I start?
Yes, Rohani, start.
Okay, ma'am. So, myself, Ruhani Thakur, I have a case number 2, which is report on Bankist. So, the nature and the type of case was, this case is a Bankist or burglary within a secure vault. In this is the non-violent property crime focus, which was focused on stealing valuables rather than harming any individual. In this, there were several lockers, things were scattered, and vault room shows sign of disturbance. After that, first responder responsibilities. Firstly, he will secure the area and restrict the entry-exit point. He will check for any suspect if there is still present or ensure the scene is safe. After that, he will take the initial observations like open lockers, buckets, scattered ladder, tools, laptop which were present there. He will preserve fragile evidences like tool mark, footprints, fingerprints, and he will call the crime scene investigation team and hand over the scene to them. After that, the searching method uses the zonal search method because in this each part of the world can be treated as a separate zone for evidence collection like locker, table area, and crime scene preservation is done by seeing the entry exit point and maintaining a proper entry exit log. After that, crime scene documentation will be done. Firstly, photography will be taken in 3 ways: far range, mid range, close range. 3D scanning and digital model documentation will be done to capture the full layout. Note making will be done by IO. Sketching will be done. Both rough and final sketch will be made, and the note direction will be also mentioned, and the videography also doing to capture the movement of actions what doing at the crime scene, who is taking the collecting the and packaging preservation of evidences is done, and the environmental factors will also be noted in videography. After that, labeling, collection, packaging, preservation of evidence will be done to avoid damage and contamination. At the last, the chain of custody will be maintained. Then detailed evidence analysis like tool marks on open lockers. It can be tell us about the weapon and tool used. Fingerprints on lockers, doors, tables were found. Footwear impressions from entry point and near shelves or scattered items. Dropped items like tools, laptop, it may belong to the suspect. CCTV footage also from the bank security system which can help us to reconstruct the crime scene. White color ID card was also present, it may link to the suspect, and ladder there was present that can help to tell how suspect entered the bank vault. After that, each point of these evidences will be helped to determine that how entry was made, what tools they carry, how many suspects were involved, what items are targeted, and possible escape route. After that, possible reconstruction of events. The suspect entered the vault area using a ladder through underground by tools, and they searched rapidly and scattering valuables across the table and floor, and they mainly focus on the cash and gold. Laptops that were present, it may belong to suspect to hack the CCTV footage. After collecting evidence, they left the vault without harming anyone, and the ID card and torch that can be of suspect left due because they were running fast. So ID card and torch, it may belong to suspect, and the tool marks which were present there indicate a rush. He is possibly under the time pressure. They were given to do that work. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruhani. Dr. Mukesh, sir, do you have any questions for Ruhani?
Yes. Ruhani, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You have gone through the image of 3D of that particular crime scene.
Yes, sir.
Is the entrance and exit of this particular crime scene?
What was that entrance and exit?
Yes,
sir, the ladder that was showing in the crime scene in 3D model, it was looking that ladder from the suspects were coming from the ladder underground. They were coming.
Okay, from underground.
Yes, sir. And but there was one main gate also, but the suspect didn't enter from there. They entered from the underground ladder.
Only underground path is the entrance and exit as per your
Yes, from
opinion.
them there is.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Rohit, do you have any questions for Ruhani?
Yes, Rohani, just tell me what are the tools you found at the crime scene? Like in your presentation, all of the presentation, you have mentioned about tools, right? You have mentioned tools.
Yes, sir.
अगर पूरा देखोगे तो, but you haven't mentioned the specific tool because as a crime scene investigator, like you need to specifically find out the tool, ना? तो मुझे बताओ
Yes,
एक बार कि
sir.
वो tools कौन से हैं? तुम्हें
So,
मिलेगा कोई crime scene पे tool?
hammer was found there.
Yes, and
A rod type something was also present there. It
but
was
you
looking like a rod.
you have to mention everything whatever you found in your presentation. You were mentioning very general things in your presentation. if you'll see ना, it was like कि you are just explaining कि हम क्या करते हैं, कैसे करते हैं, and everything. You haven't मतलब mentioned कि हमने क्या exactly मिला, हमने क्या exactly ढूंढा. अच्छा, anyway, you were telling me about the zone method you used, right?
Yes,
For
sir.
searching of the crime scene. हाँ. So why did you use zone method? Why not spiral, or why not anything, मतलब any method else? ये मुझे जानना.
Yes, sir. Because in zone method, we can easily identify the evidences making into the four quadrants. So we can easily identify it was the small and enclosed area, and we can divide into the sections. And by using this method, we can make it easier to search each section separately, and collecting of evidences can be done.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Okay then.
Okay, sir.
Perfect. ठीक है. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rohit. Thank you, Rohani. For the next presenter, we have Hamza M. Hamza, are you there? Please present.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible, and can you please turn your camera on?
Yes, ma'am. One second. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, panelists, and good morning, everyone. So the case which I took was case number 2. So this case appears to be highly organized.
Good evening, Hamza. It's good evening,
Good
right?
evening.
Yes. Start.
This case appears to be highly organized vault burglary or heist. So this is a premeditated property crime. It involves criminal trespass, illegal tunneling, breaking and entering, theft of high value items. So the duties of first responding officer responding officers includes insecurity, observation notes, preservation of evidences. So scene security is very, very important, because the officer should establish a restricted perimeter around the vault. So, and also they should prevent the access to the hole or tunnel area due to safety risks. So they must ensure that no objects inside the vault is moved or removed. So the observation note must be taken. So the observation note in this case includes, they must note the conditions like vault gate, whether it is opened or closed. So, and the scattered currency notes, and CCTV camera positions. So the first step is for the responding officer is to preserve the evidences. So they must protect the potential footprints, tool marks, and tunnel edges. So they should turn off
Hamza,
air
for
circulation.
interruption, Hamza, your presentation is not proper. Like, I cannot see your slides changing. It's on the first page only.
Just a second, ma'am.
Yes.
Now,
Yes, now it is. Now it is.
so yeah, the duties of first responding officer, this scene security, observation notes, and preservation of evidences. They must I was in the preservation of evidences. So they must protect the potential footprints, tool marks, and tunnel edges, and they should turn off air circulations to avoid disturbance of trace evidences, and they should immediately call for forensic teams for collection of evidences. So the main search methods in this case might include zone or sector method, and second one is spiral method. So in zone methods, they can actually divide the zones into different regions like storage rack, central vault area, tunnel entry zone, and cache scattered zone. So in the main area, they can include this zonal or search method. So the search method can be properly, so all the areas will be searched properly in the main area. And for entry area, they can use spiral search method. So it can be applied around the floor opening to collect soil, footwear impressions, or drop tools. So this combination ensures the systematic and complete search. So photography and documentation. So the overall photography before entering the screen can be taken, and the mid-range at 90 degree and 45 degree must be taken. So and the close-up photography of all the evidences must be taken. So sketching includes the exact location of the floor opening, so the position of the racks and wall gates, the scattered evidence points. So the rough sketch and the final sketch with measurements must be taken. So the evidence marking, later the mark and number of cash bundles, gold bars, tool marks, soil deposits must be mentioned with marks, evidence marks, numberings. So later the detailed evidence analysis. So the physical evidence which I found was like buckets, ladder, flashlight, currency bundles. So the buckets can be used in burglary for digging or soil removal. So the fingerprint examination, the DNA analysis, the DNA samples, tool marks analysis, and soil comparisons. So all this can be done using the buckets. So when we collect the buckets, we will get to know the fingerprint if any fingerprints are found. So the DNA if the touch DNA is found, and the tool marks. So ladder, the second one is ladder. Fingerprint, from the ladder we can collect the fingerprint, DNA swab, and footwear impressions near the entry, and tool marks examination can be done using the ladder. So the flashlight, so the operational checkup, so whether it was used or not, by knowing whether it is warm or not, we can be able to know the whether flashlight was used or not. So for linking to the scene, and DNA swabs can also be collected using the flashlight. So the currency bundles, so the serial numbers tracing, so fingerprint development, trace evidence analysis, and the DNA examination can also be done using the currency bundles. So the trace evidence is found was soil from the tunnel. So by comparing the soil found in the nearby crime scene and the soil found near the tunnel can be compared to know where the soil came from. So microscopic examination and the mineral examination, elemental analysis, comparative analysis of the soil can be done. So next trace evidence is fiber analysis. So the microscopic examination, dye and polymer comparison, and the source comparison can also be done using the fibers. So and digital evidences, so the CCTV footage which is found nearby the vault can be used. Since due to security and confidentiality, the CCTV will not be found inside the vault. So nearby CCTV footage must be secured, and using that, preserving that might be helpful for the further investigation.
Hamsa, your time limit is up. Please sum up quickly.
Yes, ma'am. So the possible reconstruction includes offenders dug a horizontal tunnel from a nearby location towards the vault. So they create a vertical opening and placed a ladder for entry. So entered during non-peak hours, likely when security was lowest. So used buckets, trolleys, and pallets to collect high-value items. So gate appears tampered or forced, likely to access 2 points. So scattered items indicate hurried movements, disturbances. So offenders escaped back through the tunnel carrying stolen goods. So they left behind tools and a few loose bundles while exiting. So this was a possible reconstruction. So by this, I end up. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamsa. Dr. Mukesh sir, do you have any questions?
Hansa, I have 3 questions.
Yes, sir.
Where from you prepare this presentation?
From
With
PowerPoint.
the help of AI or only you?
Sir, no, by myself.
So why you go for analysis of laboratory? We are going to analyze the microscopic analysis on
Sir, in the
the
poster they
spot.
mentioned
You
the
have
detail.
to explain only crime scene. Okay. The first is thing, the topic of this seminar or this competition is only that crime scene, not for the laboratory examination. Okay. Second,
sir.
what do you suggest? Any three evidences you found in this image or 3D image or this presentation? How potential three most important evidences you found on this crime scene, which will lead the investigation for a proper direction? Because in
Sir,
your
I think,
presentation that is not covered. Please.
sir, I think the buckets, the ladder, from the ladder we can collect foot impression and fingerprints. From the buckets also we can collect fingerprints. So this two are like fingerprints are the unique, it will contain unique characteristics. We can narrow down the investigation process. And the third one would be currency bundles, so where they also might contain the fingerprints and yes, footprint impressions near the entry.
Only one you suggest pattern evidences or which pattern evidence? Fingerprint and footprint. Next.
Sir, and
Go through this 3D image properly. You suggested 3 times CCTV. Okay.
yes, sir.
Where
CCTV.
from the CCTV image you will find the most important evidences?
So near the systems.
Which system will be most accurate to identify this particular crime scene at the entrance of the bank or the particular locker or the chest branch? Second, where it is the entry of that particular tunnel. Or third,
Right.
the locations nearby the bank, around it, the CCTV cameras.
Nearby the bank, because in the vault, due to security and confidentiality, I think there will be no CCTV inside the vault, and nearby CCTV can be checked.
Okay, so you do not mention these things. Thank you.
Yes.
Dr. Rohit sir, do you have any questions for Hamza?
Yes, Hamza, just tell me, have you seen the 3D image properly? I guess no. अगर देखा होता ना सुनो, you would be finding a CCTV inside the main vault as well. ठीक है, दोनों रूम्स में CCTV है. You were saying ना कि CCTV वहां पर है नहीं, शायद for confidentiality and everything, but वहां पर है CCTV.
That's why I asked the question.
हाँ जी सर मैं समझ गया था. ठीक है, हाँ इन्होंने, ठीक है. एंड सेकेंडली, अपने यहाँ पर ना टूल मार्क्स के लिए टूल्स को किसी ने आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करा हुआ. दिस इज व्हाट आई बिलीव टिल नाउ. ठीक है, और ये भी हो सकता है कि चोर ना कोई पर्टिकुलर चीज ढूंढ रहा हो, तो आपने वो सब चीजें भी आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करी इन अ क्राइम सीन. इफ यू आर एन आईओ, इफ यू वेंट टू अ क्राइम सीन, राइट, यू हैव टू लुक एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम टिप टू टो, मतलब पिन टू पॉइंट. आपको पिन पॉइंट सब कुछ नोटिस करना, देखना. वहां पर नोटों पे फिंगरप्रिंट्स भी हो सकते हैं, एवरीथिंग हो सकता है. ठीक है, डीएनए का पता नहीं हो ना हो, बट इस पर्टिकुलर बैंक हाइस्ट वाले केस में फिंगरप्रिंट या शू प्रिंट, फुटप्रिंट जरूर मिलेंगे, 100% श्योर मिलेंगे. ठीक है. एंड वन मोर थिंग, दिस इज एन एडवाइस टू एवरीवन, एवरी पार्टिसिपेंट, कि आप लोग ने अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन में ये बता रहे हो कि आपको क्या करना चाहिए, क्या बेस्ट रहेगा. नहीं, हमें जानना है कि आपने क्या किया, बिकॉज यू आर एज एन आईओ इन दिस क्राइम सीन. ठीक है, वी वांट टू नो योर ओपिनियन कि आप वहां पहुंचे, आपने क्या किया. एंड हम आई गेस आपने मेंशन नहीं किया आप कौन सा मेथड यूज करा आपने इसके लिए, आपने बताया था उसमें सर्च करने के लिए, मतलब which method you have used for searching in this particular crime scene?
Sir, zonal method and spiral method, I have mentioned it.
अच्छा, चलो, last participant has given the explanation for zonal. I guess that would be the same. I want to know why spiral.
So near the entry, the spiral method can be used because it was confined. It was not much longer, so spiral would be good for searching.
Okay. So this is my advice to every participant right now. Please do not explain the general things. Just explain the things which you have done, because there is a time limit for every participant, right? So please adhere to that time limit so that other people will also get chance to explain their things. ठीक है हमसा, thank you so much.
Sir, thank you.
For our next participant, we have Divyansh Sharma with us. Divyansh, kindly begin.
Yeah, I hope my screen is visible to you all. Is it
No, Divyansh, not yet.
not yet? Just a sec. Is it visible now? Yeah, I
Yes.
hope it.
Yes.
So, good afternoon, good evening to the jury members, the panel, my fellow presenters. So, I'm Divyan Sharma, and the case I was assigned as an investigating officer was case 1. So, about the scene of crime. So, the date when it was assigned to us, the scene of crime, it was 22nd of November 2025. It was Sunday, and the time when the investigation started, it was 19:00 IST. The place was Retro by Diner. I was the investigating officer, and the basic idea, the prima facie, was that incident took place at the Retro by Diner, and an issue from the crime scene end. So the security was ensured, and then barricading of the crime scene, determining of the entry and the exit points, and the perimeters was done. So based on that, the barricading was done, and it was ensured that there is no unauthorized entry. And once I was there, the charge was handed over by the primary responder for the investigation. Now, when the searching started, so the objective as an IO which I took was to identify the weapon, then to determine whatever the blood or the flesh connection it is, to collect the evidences, to establish if it is a homicide and the cause behind it. And the search method which was used was zonal or the quadrant method. So the whole crime scene was divided into few zones, and each zone, based on the evidences, was then searched thoroughly to check what are the evidences present, and then how we can use them using the linkage theory and understand what is the connection between all of those evidences. So the evidence collection and documentation was done once preserved and barricaded. Every object was considered as crucial as it is important, whether it must be an evidence or not later on in the process, but it was not touched directly. PPE kits are worn and then log entries are made so that we know who entered and not, to maintain every entry and exit. First of all, a hot search was done to ensure that what are the important evidences, and then photography was done, overall and bird eye view, then mid range and close up. So this was the overall of the bird eye view photography, where the whole crime scene was observed and seen that what are the evidences present and the location, the localized. Next, this is the mid range where evidences and their surroundings was captured to ensure that there is a clear cut connection seen, that what are the nearby places, the entry, exit, and everything. Now, when it started with the evidence collection and documentation based on the close-up photography, first of all, the first evidence that was marked was the body outline without the body. So body was absent. There was a body outline found. So that was point A where the body was found. Then there was a large pool of blood which was found as the second major evidence. So the second major evidence, which was a large pool of blood, so a preliminary examination of the blood was conducted. Then blood was collected in the EDTA vials to ensure there is no clotting. Then meat pieces were also collected in the paper bags. Evidence tags were used to mark them, and then it was moved for further analysis to the for DNA and serological analysis. Then Next up, after this, the third, the marked evidence was the uncooked burgers. So there were meat pieces which were seen there and were suspected to be human beings because of the texture. So these were also collected, and these DNA samples can be used to compare with the DNA samples found at the blood pool. So these were also collected. Fourth was the meat grinder, which was
Divyansh, your time is up. Kindly sum up quickly.
yeah. So meat grinder was another evidence which was observed for. So there were few pieces of ear and eyeballs found in the meat grinder, so which gave an idea that it could be a human. Then there were few palm prints which were also recorded, and then there was a butcher knife from fridge which was collected, ensuring that first, if fingerprints are present, those are tape lifted, and then it was collected. Then there was a entry exit point gate pattern seen of a shoe print, so that was also ensured that it is photographed and documented thoroughly. Then there were few miscellaneous evidences which were seen, which were few palm prints and the text written as help, so that was also recorded. Now, based on all the evidences, the CSR, the crime scene reconstruction, and the conclusion, the probable incidents could be there was an argument at the diner which led to the murder of the victim in rage and anger. Body was found at point A, where the outline was made, and then blood pool was found at point B. That could be a suspected that it was a secondary point. So, stating that initial weapon was different, which was used, and then later on the knife was used to cut, and then meat grinder was used to grind and dispose of the body. And when there was a initial response by the police officer, the culprit tried to escape, leaving the shoe prints behind, and in hurry he left the butcher knife on the fridge. So that could be a possible flow of event that could have happened. So this was all from my end about this crime scene. Thank you.
Thank you, Divyansh. Dr. Mukesh, do you have any questions for Divyansh?
Yes, I have. Divyansh,
Yes, sir.
may you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Why EDTA vials are used to collect the blood sample when it is not, you can say, clotted or it is dried?
Sir, even if it is not clotted or dried, EDTA vials are usually preferred because the EDTA avoid the further contamination, because it never happens that whenever we collect the blood from the crime scene, that it would reach the labs and the analysis will be done as soon as possible. So it may take time to start off with the analysis after the paperwork. So to avoid any contamination or clotting of that blood, we use EDTA vials.
If I do not preserve it in on EDTA vial, or I use any filter paper or FTA card for that dried blood, it will be contaminated. If I dry it in a open air without sunlight.
So in case of dry blood, usually wet swabs are used to collect them. But if it is a liquid blood or we found blood which is not yet clotted, we can use EDTA vial so that further contamination is not there.
Okay, how you will separate out the two locations? One, you can say that it is the first primary where the location has been drawn as you mark as one, and secondary says the possible location where it has been slotted or cut in pieces. And why are you saying these lines?
Sir, that is basically based on the yes, sir. May I?
Why your
Yeah.
hypothesis? Why your hypothesis going like that? Ki it might possible.
Yes, sir. So, so the hypothesis which I
Reason?
gave here. Yes, sir. So the reason was, it was totally based on the blood pattern, the blood pattern analysis. What I thought of, because the pool which was found, if the person was killed at point A where the body was found, the markings were found. So there must be the presence of blood at that position as well, but it was not there. So based on that, clearly on the base of the blood pattern, I gave this hypothesis that point A is where body was found, and then it was chopped off or tried to dispose of at the point B where the blood pool was found.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Rohit, sir, do you have any questions for Divyansh?
Yeah, just a second. Divyansh, you have presented the case very well, no doubt. Hypothesis was also good. काफी अच्छा था. अच्छा, can you give me any possible reason कि like where the body मार्क्स आर, जब बॉडी की मार्किंग करी हुई है वहां पर कोई ब्लड या कुछ भी क्यों नहीं है, और उसके जब पर सेकंड वाला है पोजीशन वहां क्यों है? बिकॉज अगर उसको मारा होता एंड देन वो बॉडी यहाँ लेटी होती है, मतलब ऑफ कोर्स बॉडी पड़ी होती, वहां पर कुछ ना कुछ तो ब्लड स्पॉट्स होते, वहां नहीं है। कैन यू ओपाइन ऑन द रीजन क्यों ऐसा क्यों हुआ?
So I'm still not able to get your question. I guess there is some network
Actually,
issue.
am I audible? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are audible. But I guess
हाँ,
Divyansh is having.
हाँ, I was actually asking कि जहाँ पर मार्क मतलब मार्क नंबर 1 है, जहाँ पर एविडेंस नंबर 1 मार्क किया, जहाँ पर बॉडी का मार्किंग्स है, राइट? वहां पर कोई ब्लड का साइन नहीं है, वहां कोई ब्लड नहीं है, बट जहाँ पर सेकंड है वहां पर बहुत ज्यादा ब्लड है, तो ऐसा क्यों हुआ होगा? अगर बॉडी सपोज बॉडी किसी को मार दिया एंड बॉडी वहां पर गिरी हुई है, तो वहां पर ब्लड होना चाहिए था ना?
हाँ सर वहां पे वही hypothesis में ये है कि there was something else which was used to kill that person. That is why like there could be some other reason behind the primary death. Secondary was this blood pool and everything is the secondary point. So where the body was found, so it could be due to some other reason that uska death hua and it was the person was actually homicide. So that was the primary thing, and then secondarily that butcher knife was just used to chop off. So the blood was not present because primary weapon or the primary thing which was used to kill that person was different. So that was not present
Can
in
you
the crime
opine
scene.
कि
So
वो
that would
can
be
you opine कि वो क्या हो सकता होगा?
सर सिंस देयर इज नो ब्लड इन्वॉल्व्ड एंड जैसे कि हमने नीट और कुछ फ्लैशेस भी दिए एनालिसिस के लिए, तो मे बी एनालिसिस के बेसिस पे वी कुड फाउंड इफ देयर इज यू नो सिंस इट्स अ डाइनर, सो माइट बी देयर इज समथिंग लाइक कोई टॉक्सिन का प्रेजेंस हो सकता है, या देयर कुड बी अ चांस ऑफ एनी अदर केमिकल व्हिच कुड बी यूज्ड टू किल दैट पर्सन, सो दैट देयर इज अ साइलेंट डेथ rather than any blood
99% sure it would be strangulation. गलत
okay
दबा के मार
sir.
दिया होगा।
Yes
99%.
sir.
I guess Dr. Mukesh sir will agree as well.
Yes, sir,
It
I
will
do
be-
agree with
हाँ, because it will be strangulation at that
the
particular
blood is
point.
not found on the particular location,
Yes, sir.
and then it will surely be direction of
Strangulation.
manual strangulation.
Yes,
Sir.
Strangulation only. The body was put down and the body was dragged to the point 2, and ultimately at the point 2 the person would be killed and then chopped off and etc. चलो ठीक है, thank you so much.
Thank you sir.
नहीं क्या नाम है?
For our next participant, we have Rishita with us. Rishita, kindly start.
Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are.
Is my slides visible?
Yes, Rishita.
Are they changing?
Yes, you can proceed.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rishita, and I'll be presenting Virtual Crime Scene 1, which is the dinner table mystery. So, introduction. This is an indoor crime scene, and the nature of the crime scene is homicide. And objective is to document, analyze, and reconstruct the event based on the scene. The search method implemented was zonal. Now, the role of first responder is to check the victim's condition, if it needs any medical help, then secure the crime scene, restrict access and prevent contamination, and document observations. Next is crime scene documentation, which is very important, which is done through 4 ways: photography, videography, sketching, note-taking. In sketching, we use cross-projection method. Now for the list of evidences that was found in the crime scene. Evidence 1 is the body outline, which was photographed overall, mid-range, and close-up, and it was included in the documentation process. This indicates the primary assault site where the person collapsed. Second is the red pool of red fluid, which is suspected to be of blood. Now, confirmatory test is required to say that it is actually blood. We used sterile dry swabs, air dried it, and pasted in paper bags for packaging and sealing. Third evidence is the suspicious burgers, which we found biological evidences. So we used forceps and placed them in paper bags to give it to the labs. Fourth evidence is the meat grinder. We collected the visible tissue, same as the burgers, and packed and gave it to the lab. And it was also swabbed for some DNA and blood. Fifth evidence is the butcher knife, which was photographed with and without the scale and then sealed in a cardboard box with string attached to reduce movement of the knife, and it was also swabbed for DNA and blood. Sixth are the footprints. These show the movement of the suspect. Now, these were photographed with scale and used gel lifters to lift the prints. Now, seventh are handprints. Handprints were found in various regions on the seats, below the table, on the wooden panel, and also on the meat grinder. These handprints were photographed and also lifted using gel lifters. Evidence 8 is the blood patterns, which was in this panel, also near the meat grinder. The collection was detailed photographs were taken. These were also swabbed for DNA and blood and air dried and packed in a paper envelope for blood. Now, after all these evidence were carefully photographed, labeled and sealed and logged with date, time and collector's detail, and every transfer was mapped to maintain the chain of custody. Now, the last is crime scene reconstruction. Now, here was the primary assault area where the person collapsed. Now, this was likely moved to point 2, where the person was injured using the butcher knife, most probably, hence the pool of blood. Then the biological samples that were found in the meat grinder and also on the burgers shows that this evidence was tampered or concealed using the meat grinder and the burgers. Now, these footprints that are coming from point 2 and going outside this door shows the movement of the suspect. And in this movement, the suspect most probably kept the knife on top of the fridge before leaving. Now, the multiple handprints, which were found on the seats, under the table, and on the panel shows struggle signs. Now, one thing to note here is the help and the handprints on this panel. Now, this could also show that it was a sign of help, or it could be staged. Staged because the person bled in point 2 was a lot of blood. So no way the person could have been in that sense to write help so clearly on that panel. And also the area here is comparatively cleaner. So the injured person is most likely not written here. So it's probably the suspect who did it. Lastly is the conclusion. The scene shows homicide and post-mortem movement. Blood or pool indicates the primary assault area. Meat grinders and burger shows concealment and disposal. Knife point shows the weapon which was used, which created the blood pool, and the handprints and footprints shows movement. Now, this brings us to the end of the slide. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you, Rishita. Dr. Mukesh, sir, do you have any questions for her?
No, Risika, you presented very well.
Thank you, sir.
You really represent the crime scene.
Thank you, sir.
As an investigator, this is the target of this workshop, I think. And second thing, what and how you will define the reconstruction of a crime scene, single line?
In a single line, like how the crime scene happened. So can you repeat the question?
Yes. Please, single line में बताइए how this crime scene happened. Reconstruction, only reconstruction.
Okay. Should I show my slide? Yes, I बता दूँ.
No, please show your slide also.
Okay. Just a second. Okay, I'm not able to present for some reason.
No issue.
Okay.
Please explain.
First of all, dinner table. उसके बाद इंसान को वहाँ strangulation किया गया. You mentioned कि वहाँ पे blood नहीं था. So it was probably impact, maybe knife का back से या somehow the person collapsed. उसके बाद उसको second scene में second वो pool of blood में ले जाके वहाँ पे knife use करके वहाँ पे pool of blood create हुआ. फिर उसके बाद वो जो suspect है उसको meat grinder में ले गया. वहाँ पे वो body parts को वहाँ पे dismember किया and then burgers बने. और उसके बाद उसी पार्ट से वो निकल गया क्योंकि वहाँ पे फुटप्रिंट्स थे. और निकलते समय वो अपना नाइफ ऊपर फ्रिज के ऊपर रख दिया क्योंकि उसको छुपाना था. Left through the door.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Dr. Rohit, do you have any questions for her?
Yes, just tell me which search method can we deploy for this particular crime scene?
I used zone method
Why?
because there were many compartment. एक dinner table था, एक body वाला था, एक pool of blood था, and वो वाला area जहाँ पे footprints थे. So I divided into 4 and used the zone method.
Why not strip or line method?
क्योंकि वहाँ पे बहुत सारा I'll say बहुत सारे elements थे because table आ जाए थे, chair आ जाए थे, then pool of blood again and footprints and then the compartment, wooden वाला panel, everything was on the way. तो सीधा ऐसे line would be a bit difficult. Or spiral.
Right. Also, just tell me if you have found blood on a crime scene, right? आप उससे क्या क्या पता लगा सकते हैं and उस blood को आप कैसे मतलब assess कर सकते हैं?
Blood से we can find first तो we'll find कि ये human blood है कि नहीं, if it's actually blood or not, human blood, and then DNA ले सकते हैं, blood grouping कर सकते हैं to identify victims or suspect, match कर.
Right. ठीक है, बस that's it. Thank you so much.
Our next presenter is Afra Jabin Ron. Afra Jabin, kindly begin.
Good evening, everyone.
Afra Jabin, your screen isn't visible yet.
Just a second.
Anji.
Is it visible?
Yes, now it is.
So good evening, everyone. I am Afra Jabin and I was given case 1 for analysis. So first we come to the nature or type of case. So according to me, it should be a murder or homicide, and cannibalism, there is a possibility of it because we can see meat in the grinder and in the burgers, maybe, if we find out later on after analysis. And the next thing we see is the duties of first responding officer. So herein, the main duties were to secure the crime scene and to prevent contamination, people entering from the crime scene, and to document the crime scene, and also maintain log entries. So after that, we see the search method. I have used zone or quadrant method. The next thing that we can see is preservation and documentation. So in documentation, we mainly go for photography, which is overall, mid-range, and close-up. And videography, it's taken in an order. And after that, we can also use 3D scanners, wherein we can make a 3D model of the entire crime scene, and it can be seen through VR lenses. So the next thing is crime scene notes or field notes. Herein, we can see that I have described the crime scene briefly. So it is located at a diner, and so the outline of the body is present at a corner of the crime scene, and a pool of blood is present nearby the body. So the next thing is the blood-stained footprints are seen moving away from the blood pool of the blood, and it is seen going near the door. And then the next thing is blood spatters are there on the lateral side of the counter and also near the grinder. The meat texture is not uniform, which is it's not something as usual that we see. And then one important thing that was noticed is an eyeball and other organ with skin, which might be a ear. It was seen in the grinder, and there were many handprints in the crime scene, wherein we can see it was near the meat grinder and on the leg of the dining table, and also on the counter, on the sofa. And the next thing is the knife, which was present on the fridge. So this is the crime scene sketch. It is a rough sketch of the crime scene that was made. We can also see all the labelings. Next, we come to detailed evidence analysis, which is outline of the body. So the body is missing in the crime scene, which means we cannot see the entire body, but we can see the outline of it. Next is the pool of blood, in which a piece of meat is also present, and the sample is collected and packaged for further analysis. So footprints are also there. Next is the uncooked burgers. So we particularly see the texture of meat, and then it can be collected and sent for analysis to check if the meat is of humans or some other animal. And then we see the meat grinder, wherein we can see the handprint and other evidences. So the next evidence is bloody butcher knife, which was present on the fridge. So fingerprint and DNA can be taken from the knife. And one more thing I noticed was the fryer, which was coated in blood. It should be first tested for if it is blood or not. And then the next thing is the prepared burgers, which we can see on the table and as well as on the counter. So if it is eaten, we have to collect saliva. And after that, we see handprints and blood stain. And after that, we can see blood containing evidences, we can see different evidences like the knife, as I said earlier, the burgers and meat grinder. We can see handprint here and the word written help, which might be staged also. And after that, we come to the reconstruction of events. So it might have happened that the person was killed, and after that he was taken to near the counter, wherein the body was dismembered, and then there was a lot of blood oozing out of the victim's body. And after that, the meat along with the blood was put into the meat grinder, which is partially chopped. And then burger filling might have been made out of meat, and it might be fried and kept on barbecue as well. So this hypothesis is in relevance to that there might be possibility of cannibalism. So if that is there, and if we find that the meat which is in the grinder or in the burgers especially was found out to be human meat and that related to the victim, then there might be a possibility of cannibalism as well. So we can see the last thing, which is footprints moving away from the pool of blood and the knife which is placed on the fridge. So the offender might have exited through the door which is labeled private. And that's it from my side.
Thank you, Afra Jabin. Dr. Mukesh, sir, do you have any questions for her?
Afra, you have done good job. One question is there. In in-house crime scene,
Yes,
what? How do you explain the things? How many criminals were there in this case? Possible criminals, according to you?
So possible.
Single person, 2%, 3%.
Sir, that might be found out from like the blood. If there was any struggle before that, then there might be blood of the offenders also present along with the victim's blood, and the fingerprints which might be present in the meat grinder as well as the knife and other articles where we can see it, like related articles to the crime.
So, in your opinion, 1 or 2? Or single?
It depends on the fingerprints. Like if we find only one person's, because as you said, there might be strangulation. So if the victim was first strangulated and then dragged and dismembered and all, it can be one person also, but it can be two as well. So I can't decide whether it was 1 or 2.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Rohit, sir, do you have any questions for Afra?
Yes. अच्छा Afra, मतलब you told कि you cannot opine कि कितने लोग रहे होंगे, ठीक है? But मुझे can you tell me कि जो लोग रहे होंगे वो रेस्टोरेंट वाले रहे होंगे या बाहर के रहे होंगे क्या? मतलब देखो, when you go to a crime scene ना, आपको बताना पड़ता है उनको, आपको एक आइडिया देना पड़ता है जब आप रिकंस्ट्रक्शन की रिपोर्ट देखते हो पूरी की पूरी, ठीक है, कि वो पर्सन क्या रहा होगा या क्या हो सकता है, ठीक है? तो वो दैट आई एम आस्किंग यू, हो सकता है मैं क्या हो सकता होगा, वो पर्सन कौन रहे होंगे?
Sir, according to me, it should be someone from the diner itself, मतलब जिसका restaurant है, क्योंकि they have used meat grinder and like they have taken proper use of the entire setting. So I would say it was someone from the restaurant.
ठीक है,
सेफ हो सकता है
होगा
सर। डिनर डाइन हाउस का सेफ और डाइन ओनर दोनों नहीं हो सकते क्या? That's why I'm asking.
Ji sir, there is a possibility that someone from the restaurant.
The person who know how to cut.
Yes, answer cook, mainly cook.
Person, mainly chef or cook who know how to cut the beef or how to cut the body part from an animal. So he can use that particular grinder or that particular chopping knife. These two can be used as an expert person. Otherwise, he may himself get some injury sometime.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you.
आफरा, तुमने निठारी कांड के बारे में सुना था? निठारी
जी,
कांड
सर।
हुआ था, उसमें क्या हुआ था?
लाइक उसने पहले विक्टिम्स को ल्योर किया एंड देन ही टुक देम टू हिज प्लेस. उसके बाद में देन ही किल्ड देम और फिर कुछ विक्टिम्स के पार्ट्स उन्होंने फिर कुक करके पका के ही एट आल्सो.
कुछ नहीं, मोस्टली है. एंड द प्रिसीजन वाज जस्ट एज अ बुचर. ठीक है,
Yes.
बुचर मतलब जो कसाई होता है ना, बिल्कुल उसकी तरह प्रिसीजन थी. क्योंकि जब पोस्टमार्टम होता है तो बोन्स के ऊपर तो मार्क्स आते ही हैं. ठीक है, बोन्स वर वेरी फाइनली कट एंड देन एट, मतलब देन दे बोथ एट देम एक्चुअली. ठीक है. अब इस केस में योर कंसेप्ट वाज रियली क्लियर. काफी अच्छा आपने एक्सप्लेन किया. एंड दो तीन चीजें जो लास्ट पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने कवर अप नहीं की थी, यू कवर्ड अप दोज एज वेल.
थैंक यू सर.
ठीक है. हाँ, एक बार जरा लास्ट वाला हो जाता है, उसके बाद मैं अपना ओपिनियन दूंगा कि व्हाट आई गॉट टू नो फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर क्राइम सीन, बिकॉज आई पर्टिकुलरली लाइक दिस क्राइम सीन एज वेल. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा क्राइम सीन भी. ठीक है, चलो, थैंक यू सो मच.
थैंक यू सर.
Now for our last presentation of the day, we have Soumya Walke. Soumya, kindly begin.
Yes, ma'am, I'll be sharing my screen.
Yes, Soumya.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
And am I audible?
You are audible, but if it is possible, kindly turn your camera on as well.
Okay, I'll just check. Just a second. Am I visible now?
Yes, Soumya, kindly begin.
Okay, I'm actually traveling, so I'm sorry if there are any interruptions. So myself, Soumya Walke, and I have been attempted the case 2, which was, as I have assumed, attempted burglary. The nature and type of the scene was, I think it is an organized crime, and since it was committed in a bank, it was an indoor crime, it was a closed scene, and there is only one entry-exit route. There is only one entry-exit route which was present, and there are also seen presence of tools such as hammers and wrenches, which I assume were used to uh, rob, like, or attempt a robbery. Now, as a first responder, their responsibilities includes to ensure the safety and to secure the crime scene, and to document the condition and location. For example, how upon entering the crime scene is the temperature, and everything. They also should ensure that the crime scene is prevented from alteration or contamination, and an officer is assigned to maintain a logbook and also the chain of custody so that any contamination or misuse is prevented. The searching method I chose was zone method, as since it is an indoor crime scene and there are only 2 rooms which were there were only 2 rooms which were affected. It can be said that the zone method is safe. Or just a second, I'll be changing my screen. There's a lot of commotion here. Sorry. Okay, so the searching method used was zonal method, as there were only 2 rooms affected. And a zonal method can be used, like the rooms can be divided into smaller zones and each thoroughly searched by an officer or a team of officers, and it is efficient for cluttered spaces or like an or like a scene which involves multiple rooms. The zonal method, the room can be divided into various zones, such as first zone can be the hole and the ladder used as an entry and exit route. As we can see that the main safe gate was not affected or altered, and there is only one alternate route present, which is the room, which is the hole which is present. Uh, in the gold room. The next zone can be the gold bar room, and the third one can be the lockers and the room where the cash is present. The fourth one can be the tables where there's a mess of cash and the tools which are present. And the fifth one, a very important zone, can be the trolley which contains the laptop and a card which contains a particular symbol which might indicate a signature of the group or the individual. Uh, Moving on to the crime scene, the preservation and documentation. The preservation. Uh, Preservation starts with establishing a perimeter for the crime scene, and to prevent any unwanted people to enter the crime scene, or if there are any suspects present, which were none in this case, to leave the crime scene. A logbook is maintained, and the entry is limited to essential personnel only to prevent contamination. The evidence is protected, and alteration is prevented. The structural hazards, such as, for example, the space which was dug, it is addressed for structural hazards, such as that it is a stable ground and it uh, it is seen that it is not collapsed, etc. Uh, documentation includes five types of documentations. The main ones being notes, photography, and videography, and the others being a scene skit and an evidence collection log. These are also the main ones, my bad. The notes will include the location of the scene, that is the bank, and scene condition, presence of any peculiar smell upon arrival, and the damage details. Damage details here include the door from the cash room, which was the door from the cash room to the gold room, or the door in between, which was affected, and the hole where a ladder is present, the size, the dimensions of the hole, the lighting conditions there, and the tools, the types and precise location. Photography, there will be three types of photography: the overall photography, mid-range, and close-up. We will be starting from the overall photography, then the mid-range, and then the close-up in a specific sequence. Overall includes a photography of the entire scene of both rooms and the underground floor through which the burglars entered and the connecting areas. The mid-range will include the
Soumya,
tools,
you
the holes.
kindly sum up quickly.
Okay. Uh, the possible reconstruction of the events, I will say that with the presence of the hole in the with the ground and the ladder reaching there from the basement below suggests that it is an alternate route which was used to entry and exit, as main safe door hasn't been tempered. The absence of dust and debris near the hole as well as the foot of the ladder states that the entry was well planned in advance. The suspects then climbed the ladder and entered the gold room first, since the cash and gold have been scattered before the interruption, which led to the interruption, that is the fleeing of the suspects. It can be said that the surveillance was hacked before entering the gold room, thus the lack of evidence of the CCTVs. Uh, First, the surveillance was breached, and then the ladder was climbed and the room was entered. The laptop was then kept on the trolley, and the hammer was used to break the metal door leading to the cash room. All these tools are found on the crime scene, and thus it can be said that there had been an interruption and not much has been stolen. A few lockers have been found open and which were possibly opened by the hinge. A mess was created while collecting the cash and gold, thus similarly indicating that the suspects were in a hurry. Then the main evidence is being the laptop, which stated that the system hack has been interrupted. It can be said that there are many possibilities for this, that it might have been used for a decoy by the suspect for the investigating team. But this one can be ruled out because as since all the tools have been left behind and there is a mess, so that it proves that it is an interruption. Uh, so by inspecting the number on the gold bars and records of cash stored in the lockers, an estimate of the total theft can be understood. So to conclude, I believe that this had been an interrupted and not much has been stolen from here.
Thank you, Soumya. Dr. Mukesh, sir, do you have any questions for her?
Yes, I have one question only. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Soumya, you don't have present you don't present crime sketch in your presentation.
So sorry, you're not audible. Can you repeat the question?
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
You have not shown your presentation sketch of that particular crime scene.
Okay. I did not create a sketch actually.
Without that, how will mark you? First. Second, the crime scene. Is there any crime scene related to reconstruction or initial photography? Sketch photography is a must of the initial part of a crime scene. Okay.
So can you repeat? I cannot actually hear you.
I think you are in a place where some people are around you, so you are not early.
Yes, sir. Actually, I had to travel today on an urgent basis.
Okay, okay. So I am not satisfied with your presentation. There are some lacunas in your presentation. Okay. So my single question is that how many physical evidence you have find in this crime scene?
There were multiple physical evidences, such as the card which contained the symbol, which can be assumed that the group had a signature. There's the laptop, which stated that the system hacking had been stopped. Then there are the tools that include the hammer, the torch, which have been scattered all over. There are buckets and the blue buckets that can be scanned for fingerprints. The ladder can be also searched for footprints. And the cash and the gold bar can be searched for fingerprints as well.
How you will collect fingerprint from a paper?
Sorry?
How do we collect fingerprint from a paper sheet or a collection sheet?
From paper. From paper, since paper is a porous. Since paper is a porous. Since paper is a iodine fuming can be used as paper is a porous substance, porous object, and from that the paper will. If an iodine fuming is used on the paper, it will leave bluish or purplish imprints on it, and it is a temporary method.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Okay, so thank you.
Dr. Rohit, sir, do you have anything to ask her?
Nothing as such. She was मतलब ठीक है, उसे presentation क्या सही था. Sir has covered actually most of the questions which I wanted to ask. And almost मेरे views sir के साथ similar ही हैं इसको मतलब इनकी presentation को लेकर. So
Thank you,
that's
sir.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure, sir.
So this brings us to the end of the presentations for the day. And till we evaluate the marks and announce the winner, I would like to take a 5 minutes break. And I request the panelists to kindly share the evaluation sheets. And Dr. Rohit, sir, you mentioned that you would love to share your thoughts on the case 1. So we would love to hear that. Soumya, please unshare your screen. Dr. Rohit, sir, am I audible?
I'm audible right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are.
Actually, my screen got hanged. Actually, I don't know why. Anyway, coming to that diner scene. You know what I have analyzed from the crime scene is there would be an argument. मतलब suppose जो कैफे का ओनर था, he would be sitting with one of his friend, right? या तो ओनर नहीं भी होगा तो कोई ऐसा पर्सन होगा, शेफ होगा, ठीक है? बिकॉज इफ यू सी ऑन द टेबल देर आर 2 बर्गर्स, तो फॉर श्योर कि वो लोग साथ बैठे होंगे, बात कर रहे होंगे. अब इट माइट बी दैट वुड बी अ गर्ल एज वेल, अ बॉय एज वेल, बिकॉज यहाँ पर स्पेसिफिकली कुछ गर्ल का मेंशन नहीं है, ठीक है? इवन जो फुटप्रिंट्स भी अगर हम देखेंगे तो वो एक मेल शू प्रिंट लग रहा है मेरे को देखने में, तो एज अगर हम नोटिस कर सकते हैं तो, राइट? सो इट माइट बी कि कोई पर्सन हो जिसे नॉलेज होगी बर्गर बनाने की, या तो कोई ओनर होगा कैफे का, मे बी उसको आता भी हो तो शेफ भी हो, वो उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड या उसका कोई दोस्त वहां पर बैठ के बातें कर रहे हैं, राइट? दे हैव अ हेटेड आर्गुमेंट, वो लोग थोड़ा लड़ते झगड़ते हुए थोड़ा आगे तक आए जहां पर हमें बॉडी का मार्किंग मिली हुई है, ठीक है? सो इट माइट बी कि वहां पर बॉडी उसकी गिरी हुई हो पर्सन की, ठीक है? बट एक और चीज, अगर वहां पर बॉडी गिरी हुई है और राइट साइड पे पूल ऑफ ब्लड भी है, ठीक है, तो इट माइट बी यहाँ पर दो लोग हो क्राइम सीन पे, एक की बॉडी यहाँ पर मार के छोड़ दी हो, एक पर्सन को मतलब बुचर करके पूरा काट वाट के बिल्कुल बर्गर्स बना दिए हो कुछ भी, ठीक है? बट वन मोर थिंग, बर्गर बनाने में लगता है टाइम, ठीक है? अगर कोई पर्सन किसी मीट को काटता है तो उसका तुरंत तो बर्गर्स बनाना या फिर बुचर करना है, कुछ करना, वो एकदम से नहीं कर सकता. तो इट माइट बी यहाँ पर 3 लोग भी हो, क्योंकि अगर बॉडी के मार्क्स वहां पर हैं और साइड में पूल ऑफ ब्लड भी है, तो वो पर्सन सेम बॉडी को तो वहां नहीं करेगा, ठीक है? और वहां पर कुछ और निशान भी नहीं पड़े हुए, वहां पर लगेगा बॉडी थी. तो इट मीन्स कि यहाँ पर एक बॉडी, जब कोई आए वहां पर पहुंचा होगा, वहां पर एक बॉडी मिली होगी, ठीक, जिसके पास कोई ब्लड स्पैटर मार्क्स नहीं मिले होंगे. क्या पता सेकंड बॉडी हो, उसको पर्सन ने काट वाट दिया हो और उसका जो बनाना है बना दिया. सो इट कुड बी आल्सो देयर. अब बाकी इंस्पायर फोरेंसिक्स वाले ही मुझे बताएंगे कि एक्चुअली क्या था इस क्राइम सीन के अंदर, क्योंकि मुझे लगा, ये मेरी assumption थी कि यहाँ पर 3 लोग भी हो सकते हैं, 2 लोग भी हो सकते हैं. अगर हम 2 लोग वाले थ्योरी पे काम करेंगे तो फिर जो बच्चों ने बताई है, जो लास्ट में 2-3 बच्चे ने काफी अच्छी अच्छी स्टोरीज बताई है, तो दैट माइट बी पॉसिबल, कैसे रहा होगा, ठीक है? अगर मेरी थ्योरी पे वर्क करेंगे तो इट कुड बी क्या 3 लोगों का होगा एंड 2 लोग मार दिए हो, या तो एक की बॉडी पड़ी हो एंड दूसरे को काट वाट के कर दिया, और जो पर्सन जिसने करा वो बहुत ही ज्यादा हेट कर रहा होगा, या कुछ ज्यादा ही होता है ना कि बहुत हीनियस तरीके से उसको मारना चाहता होगा, तभी उसे इतना बुरा किया. अगर कैनिबलिज्म वाली बात भी आएगी तो ये भी हो सकता है कि 2 पर्सन होंगे, किसी थर्ड को मार दिया, उसको आराम से काट वाट के, मतलब लाइक दे वर गोना ईट दैट पर्सन, उसके बाद कुछ बात हुई है मे बी, तो किसी एक पर्सन ने दूसरे को भी मार दिया, तो एक को तो जिसको उन्होंने खा लिया, ये कैनिबलिस्ट मतलब जो भी जैसे मान लो उसको, ठीक है? तो उसकी तो वहां पर ब्लड स्पैटर वगैरह पड़े हुए हैं, पर जब उन दोनों की आपस में लड़ाई होगी, जो बाकी 2 बच्चे थे, उसकी बॉडी वो छोड़ के वहां से भाग गया, या तो इट कुड ऑल्सो हैपन. अब तुम लोग बताओ कि थ्योरी सही है मेरी या नहीं, या तुम्हारी तरफ से क्या प्लान था इसका?
Thank you so
Anyone?
much, sir. Thank you so
Mhm.
much, sir. Your theory is absolutely right, and actually, we don't have a solved. This. It is upon the person how they are taking it. So it is
Mhm.
open to a lot of theories.
अच्छा,
Thank you.
जस्ट टेल मी, जस्ट चलो मुझे तुम बता, तुम कौन से मतलब योर बीएससी में फोरेंसिक्स और एमएससी फोरेंसिक्स?
I'm in bachelor's,
अच्छा, you're in bachelor's in which year?
so third year.
Okay, so I guess you might have studied like every subject of the toxicology, or like toxicology, sero and everything, and crime scene management as well, right?
So
तो अगर तुम इसे assess करते crime scene को, तो कैसे assess करते?
I must have gone with your theory only.
3
कि
लोग वाली ना?
yes, sir, because as you said, कि burgers बनाने में it will take a lot of time. So it is not possible for one person or 2 person to do it as quickly कि जब तक कोई notice कर पाता. So I would love to go with your theory.
चलो, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And also, like, have you shared your evaluation sheet with us?
Just sending to Abhinav, just a while.
Thank you so much, sir. And till then, we are having 5 minutes free. Kindly drink water, like, just take a break. Thank you very much. Yes, Divyansh, do you have any question? Yes, Divyansh, do you have any question?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, actually, I had a question regarding Dr. Mukesh Sharma sir mentioned a strip which they usually use uh, in detecting the species specific human blood sample. So I just wanted to uh, get that name again from him if he could.
Dr. Mukesh, sir, am I audible to you? Dr. Mukesh, sir, am I audible to you? Divyansh, I'll get your query solved. Thank you very much. You can unraise your hand. Divyansh, am I audible? Divyansh?
Yes.
It is immunochromatographic test strips, ICG. ICG strips.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Welcome back, everyone. Now we will move on to the announcement of the winners for the virtual crime scene investigation competition, and I request Dr. Mukesh Sharma sir to kindly announce the winners of this session.
Thank you very much, Suja, and the Inspire Forensics team. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, dear friends and students, there are, I think, 8 participants. Okay. 3 in crime scene 2 and 5 in crime scene 1. Okay. All the participants have done their best, and only the thing is that when you are running somewhere, there must be more than 3% is there, then must be 1, 2, 3 is there. But in my opinion, all the participants have done their best, and they have even we are not able to analyze something. I have a lot of experience, but something I learned from the students also. I have not go through the crime scene as much they have gone. Arya Singh have developed a growth hypothesis. So इतना hypothesis develop नहीं करते हैं, but she did very good. And Ruhani Thakur, Hasma M, and Soumya Walke have done their job. But the thing is that they presented their presentations, but somehow they are lagging with their presentation skills. Somehow they are lacking with their scientific facts. And I think when you are presenting some crime scene or investigating points to anyone, you must have some scientific logic, scientific temperament with these presentations, so that you can, whenever the IO or the forensic person is explaining the crime scene, and if you have been selected as a crime scene expert in any state, you have to face every day with the senior officials, police officials. They will ask how you are saying this, it is a murder or a suicide, how you are explaining how many persons are there. So there must be a logic of everything. Without the logic, you cannot explain. And the hypothesis we develop must have some scientific background and scientific logic as well. So as per my observations, I found everyone as a best. All the 8 participants in my view are good or best and better. The thing will remains time to time, and it depends. Sometime कुछ समय हमारे साथ नहीं चलता, कुछ परिस्थिति हमारे साथ नहीं चलती. तैयारी हम सब ने 2 दिन 5 दिन खराब किए होंगे, पढ़ाई करी होगी. So coming to the announcement, मेरा WhatsApp कहीं चला गया. I am going to that particular. Okay, coming to the announcement, as per my opinion and Rohit sir's opinion, we have, if you total the marks, the third, or you can, the second runner-up is Arya Singh with 82 marks out of 100, and she did very well. Her presentation was very good. Her evidences she explained are very good, but somehow she could not correlate the scientific facts. So I could not say why it happened, but from my side she was in the second location, and from sir it was in the third location. So it is in third. Second, first runner-up, or you can say second position, and first runner-up is Rishita with 87 marks. She has explained very good, and I am very impressed with her presentation. She do not explain the things कि हमें क्या क्या करना चाहिए, क्या क्या होना चाहिए. She explained कि what she has observed on the crime scene. So it was that's why she was on the second. And the first, Afra Jabin, I do not pronounce the proper name, Afra Jabin Ron. She is getting 49 and 90 marks out of 100, and she is the first one. And I give her best of luck and best wishes from my side. Whenever you need any help or any support in forensics from Rajasthan, you can catch me through Inspire Forensic, through Sirja, or the people who are known to me in this group. And I am very happy that they have invited me for that particular evaluation. and I'm very sorry that I'm not able to select all the 8 people at the top. And all the people, those who have presented, are really very good. And I learned from these students also. Some points even I have missed while I was watching these 3D images of both the crime scenes. And I found second thing, the students are not very good in burglary and robbery cases. So they need to more explore, or they need to study more about these cases. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mukesh sir. Now we will proceed to the vote of thanks. Congratulations to all the winners. On behalf of Inspire Forensics, I extend our sincere gratitude to our esteemed panelists, Dr. Mukesh Sharma sir and Dr. Rohit Kanodia sir, for honoring us with their presence and sharing their valuable expertise. Your guidance has greatly enriched today's proceedings. We also thank all the participants for their dedication and impressive effort throughout the competition, as well as the organizing team of Inspire Forensics for ensuring smooth coordination at every stage. Lastly, we appreciate the support of every attendee who joined us today and contributed to the success of this final round. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. And now you can